Hello and welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be building on our F1 in Schools car model for the F1 in Schools Educational Challenge. So in video one, we looked at making the no-go zone. This was the obligatory region of the car or the minimum region of the car that we needed to have, or the area we needed to cover up with our design. In the second video, we looked at various ways in which we could shape the body. So we talked about putting some extrudes in, some fillets, some removes, and we've come up with this nice, sleek, streamlined shape with side pods covering those spiky parts up. And today, we're not actually going to be building on the car itself. We're going to be making a new part, and we're going to be looking at the front wing in particular. Now, if you look at the front or rear wing of various F1 cars, you'll see that they're largely the same, or built upon the same principle anyway, and that is that they've got a number of slats, if you will, that push the air up and push the car down. This is called a multi-element airflow wing, and it's because it's made up of lots of different, almost like brackets, that direct the air and allow the air to flow over one another. So we're going to be using 3 of these elements in our design, and we're hopefully going to be able to put it into an assembly when we're done and see what it looks like on our car. So what you're going to go ahead and do is you're just going to click the plus in the bottom left corner. You're going to go in New Part Studio or Create Part Studio, and you're going to name this Part Studio. So right click, rename, front wing. I'll be showing you one technique to make the front wing, one technique to make the back wing, the rear wing. It's up to you really which one you choose or how you do this. They'll both serve the same function and they both work in very similar ways. But we're going to do the front wing using some sketches and some transformation of sketches, and we're going to do the rear wing using a loft. So first thing I want you to do is you're going to look at what plane you have built the car on. So when I'm looking at the side of my car, I can see I'm looking at the right plane. So that means we're going to start our sketches on the right plane as well. And first and foremost, what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw a shape that I think looks quite streamlined. Now, this might be as simple as an ellipse. So the way we do ellipse is we click once to put the center, we click once to set the length, and we click a third time to set the height or the thickness or the slightness of that shape. I'm going to be working with ellipses. You can do whatever shape you want, even if it's made up of lots of lines like a spline. So even if it's something a bit more complex, the same thing will work. We're just going to repeat whatever shape by copy and pasting, and I'll show you how you're going to do that. If you want what's probably accepted as the most aerodynamic shape, it's the airfoil, which is the profile of an aeroplane wing. It's the profile of turbine blades, and it looks something like this. Now, an aeroplane wing turbine blades have that sort of form. Because they're being pushed forward or upwards, and you want the car to be pushed downwards, you're just going to have to make an upside down version of that. So either draw it from afresh, or I'm going to cheat now. I'm just going to mirror that and show you what it's going to look like. That's going to be the sort of thing you're going to be working with this shape here. Okay, I'm going to show you with an oval. What I recommend you do is just follow along with the oval to start with, and then you can have a go at your own more complex, more aerodynamic shapes as we go. Okay, so first thing you're going to do is draw an oval, and you're going to make this 1.5 centimeters in length. In fact, no, you're not. You're going to make it 10 mil, so 1 centimeter in length. And to set the length, you just click on the edge, and you either drag it down to set the length or across to set the height. I'm going to make it 10 mil long, and let's go with 4 mil high. Now, that doesn't look very aerodynamic at the minute. It's going to get better, I promise. So, first thing you can do once you've got your first shape is you're going to press Escape. So you've just got the cursor. You're going to click and drag around the whole design, and then you're going to press Control C, and then Control V. And what will happen is wherever your cursor is, so for example, if my cursor over here, it's going to snap to the center of that new piece. And with this new piece, we can do three things, and we are going to do three things. So the first thing is we're going to angle it a little bit upwards. So the way we angle it is we use these handlebars. So we can use the arrows to direct our shape where we want. I'm not too fussed about where this goes at the minute. Um, oh, if ever you go out of that those little handlebars, it's this button up here next to the mirror. You've got a couple of things in the drop down: your linear pattern, your circular pattern, and your transform. It's transform you want. So transform means you can just manipulate the shape if the sketch is active in any way you like. So all I need to do is click transform, click my oval, and you'll see those handlebars come back. So I'm going to tilt this, and I'm going to tilt it anywhere, I reckon, between 10 and 25 degrees. I'm just going to go with 15 degrees. I'm going to click off it. I'm going to click transform, click on it again. This arrow, so the triangle, that's going to allow me to scale it bigger or smaller. And I'm going to want to scale it between 0.7, 0.65 and 0.85. I'm going to put 0.8 and just click outside, and you'll see that that shrinks in size. And the last thing I'm going to do is I'm going to use this square or the handlebars. So the handlebars move at a set distance up or across. The square gives you free roam of it. And what you're going to do is you're going to place the front tip, the leading tip of this element somewhere above the trailing tip of the previous element. So don't stack it really closely, don't put it far away. You just want it up a bit, you just want them overlapping, and there's a little bit of room for the air to zoom through. And the way that this aerodynamic is the air will come over the first element and under the second element. And what that does is it actually sucks the car down as well as force. So it forces the front element down and it sucks the back element down with it. Now, what I will say is we're talking about tiny 1 centimeter shapes that are going to go on the front of a fast car. It's probably not going to get the same effects as you might see in F1, but what you're going to do is get points when it comes to your portfolio that you submit, and it shows with the design development that you've considered the science behind these different shapes, these different forms, these different configurations of elements. So once you've got that blue line and you're happy with the placement, just click somewhere over here and you'll see that second element jumps down into place. And what you can do now is exactly the same with this one. So you're going to highlight it. Don't worry if you go into this one, it shouldn't highlight unless you highlight the whole thing, unless you select the whole thing. Control C for copy. Move my cursor over here, Control V. I'm going to tilt it the same amount up, so I'm going to tilt it 15 up again. I'm going to scale it 0.8 again. I'm just going to move that so that the leading tip is just above the trailing tip of that middle, that third element. And now I've got what's going to be the cross section or the profile of my front wing. All I need to do, extrude it. And if I extrude it, I should see everything comes out at once. It's currently on surface. I don't want surface. That's just because we were doing a different project earlier. I want to make sure it's solid. So make sure in the extrude you've got solid. It will default to new. I might just need to reselect those once I've clicked solid. I'm going to click symmetric. And now this is really up to you, the width or how far you go. The maximum width of your car, of any element on your car, is 60 millimeters. So let's play it safe. Let's go 50 because that'll allow us a bit of room to put bits on at the end. Now, this is it. If I look from the front, hopefully I've got a gap between each of those, which is good. Look from the side, I'm quite happy with that configuration. And all that's left to do, I could have maybe done them a bit broader, a bit bigger. All that's left to do is I'm going to make a sketch on this face. I'm going to put some end plates. And then again, this is for you. These are only going to be really thin, so don't worry too much about the shape. It's more about it looking cool, this bit. But let's see if we can get a nice aerodynamic profile just to cap these elements together. with. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to get my straight line tool. I'm going to go ahead, come down, and making sure I'm covering the whole of embodying the whole of these shapes. I want them inside what I'm doing now. I'm going to go across, going to go up, and I'm going to put a little just flick there to make it look a bit F1-y, a bit dangerous. And then I'm going to extrude it by probably 3mm. Even that might be a bit big, 2mm. It doesn't need to stand up to much stress whatsoever. I've got an end cap there. Now, remember, this is going to be 3D printed, so don't make it too complex. Well, I say that. It's likely going to be 3D printed, something like this. If you've got other methods of manufacturing this, you can laser cut a more 2D profile, but then you don't get the depth or complexity in it. By all means, do that, but you don't want it too complex. And all I'm going to do now is mirror that feature. In fact, I can mirror the part. It was a new part, so I can click my mirror tool, click the part I want to mirror, click inside this red field. That's what I always forget to do. I always try and click the plane, and then you've actually got to click in this field where it says mirror plane, click the right plane, and that's going to just shoot across for you. And there you've got it. You've got a front wing. All I'm going to do now is I'm going to go into the assembly. Now, we've not gone over assemblies yet, so don't worry if you're not following along. I'm just going to see what it's going to look like on the front of my car, check the scales all correct. If I grab this, you'll see I can free move it. Look at that. Now, eventually, I'm going to want to make some sort of manufacture some sort of fitting on there. So I'm going to leave it over there. I'm going to jump into my front view. And there is a way to get this perfect, so don't worry about that. We're going to eyeball it for the minute. And there you go. So that's just sitting on the nose there. Again, you go ahead. We've just done it with ovals. You can think of all sorts of complex shapes. You can look what they use in real life. So airfoils or aerofoils is the shape that you're probably going to want to look for. An inverse one of those to generate a negative downforce that pushes the car to the ground. And there you go. If you've liked the video, please give it a like. If there's anything I'm not addressed or any problems you're having, just drop a comment down below. We're going to do the rear wing in the next video by using a series of lofts, and I'll see you then. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.